We're live. We're live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my special guest is Adventures with Victoria. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm very good. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, this is
There
the
we go.
first time Victoria's been on the channel before, so we've got a brand new guest. Go ahead and first of all, introduce yourself. Tell people who you are, where you're from, and what you do. I'm going to put you on full screen. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Victoria. I have the channel called Adventures with Victoria, of course. And I live in Florida, Jacksonville area, Florida, and I resell full-time on eBay. I have a little bit on not Poshmark, Macari, but mainly everything is on eBay. And then I do an auction twice a month on my channel and Nanotink Treasures channel. We do an auction. We switch it off. And that's what I do. That's who I am. So.
Okay, awesome. I think Nanotink was here earlier. She left a comment in the chat, so I wanted to say hi to Nanotink. And Larry is here. I saw you guys had your listing live earlier. I didn't comment, but I was in the chat hanging out with you guys earlier today. So I wanted to say hi to Larry. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. He asked a question. He wants to know, what is your favorite food?
Sweets. That's probably not what he meant, but I have a sweet tooth from I don't know where. I don't know, and I'm diabetic, so it's hard.
Oh,
so I got, and I'm on a diet, so I really got to watch it.
Don't say that. That's a bad combination. Oh my goodness. Well, my favorite food is macaroni and cheese, and I just keep some on deck. I've got stuff in my room, so that way, if I'm hungry, I got the kind that's in a can. It's already been cooked, so I just put it in a bowl, put it in the microwave, and heat it up, and I got food right then and there. I don't even have to leave and go to the kitchen. So I wanted to say hi to Javala Flips. Annie is here hanging out. She says, hey, Jeff, Victoria, and Larry. So thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today. And Larry says, what is your favorite drink? I don't know if he meant alcoholic beverage or non, but go ahead and tell them what your favorite drink is.
I'll tell you both. My alcoholic favorite beverage is margaritas. Yes, strawberry, yummy. And my non-alcoholic favorite is, I get these Crush singles that you put in water bottles. I love it's Orange Crush is what it is. Yeah.
Andy says, have you tried the Cheetos mac and cheese? No, I haven't tried that one yet. Honestly,
I bet
it sounds good. I haven't tried it.
So, I bet that is really good. Did you know that they had a Cheetos popcorn at Christmas time? I can't find it now, but at Christmas time they had a popcorn tin and it was flavored like Cheetos.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet. So anyways, Victoria, first of all, I want to talk a little bit about your backstory, because you're currently a full-time reseller and a YouTuber, but you haven't been a full-time reseller your whole life. Like, tell me a little bit about your backstory. What were you doing before you became a full-time reseller? I want to say hi to Cajun Roots Reseller. I don't know why I said that too much. Took the roots out, but it used to be Cajun Roots. So I want to say hi to you for coming in and hanging out with us today.
There's two. There is a Cajun Roots, but he spells it Kajun.
I don't know why I must have you confused with somebody else. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Their names are very similar. They're very similar.
I mispronounce people's names all the time. I don't take it personal. I don't do it on purpose. So anyways, we're getting ready to get into Victoria's backstory. You're going to go ahead and give us the rundown from A to Z. What happened? How did you first get started into reselling? Because it's not, when people think like, oh, I'm going to be a reseller and I'm going to make, $5-10 grand a month, reselling when they first get started, but then they don't realize that it's like, it happens gradually. It's like an airplane going down the takeoff runway. It doesn't just snap his fingers and it takes off in the air like a helicopter. It takes, you have to get enough centrifugal force. You need to put enough, listings and enough money into your store in order to get a full-time income. So go ahead and give us the backstory of how you got into reselling and what were you doing before you became a full-time reseller. I'll put you on full screen so people can see you. Go ahead.
It startles me every time you do that. Backstory is that I worked as an administrative assistant for a lawn care company here in my area. And I worked for them for 3 years. And then I actually started selling jewelry. I forget the name of the company. Anyway, it was a company that I sold their jewelry. And so I got comfortable in front of the screen, like when I started my YouTube channel. And then after I went to their convention, believe it or not, and I thought, and I'd already started selling a little bit here and there on Poshmark. And I thought, you know what? Selling jewelry just isn't for me. So I actually quit that job, that reseller job for the jewelry, to become not full-time at that time, but to sell on eBay. So, or Poshmark at the time. So then I came back home and I worked for probably 6 months. And then I'd had enough. It's hard to do even part-time. It's hard to do both, working and doing this. And I know a lot of people do it, but my husband was able to work. So that kind of gave me the ease into being able to resell full-time. So that's what I did. So about a year and a half ago, maybe a year, has it been almost 2 years? I think I quit that job in August. No, so it's been about a year and a half. Not quite a year and a half. I quit that job and I became full-time. And I do like reselling part-time and YouTube part-time, but not really. It's almost like I do YouTube full-time and reselling full-time. So, but it incorporates itself together. So that's my backstory.
Okay, awesome. So how long were you working there at the full-time place before you decided to go full-time being a reseller? Like, was it something where you got into an argument with your boss or supervisor at work, where you just like, I can make way more money working for myself? Or was it a thing where you just wanted to spend more time with your family at home? Or was it like a little bit of all of that?
I would say it was a little of all of that, although I didn't get in an argument with my boss. But I was tired of working for somebody else. First of all, I've always wanted to have my own business, always, ever since I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, I was going to have half and half. I was going to have a beauty parlor and a grilled cheese stand, restaurant, grilled cheese and beauty parlor. I don't know what I was thinking, but I've always wanted to be my own boss. So I was ready to quit. I worked for him for 3 years. And I was ready to go out and try it on my own to see if I could make this work. So that's pretty much it. My transition there.
Okay, cool. Wanted to say hi to Cajun Reseller. I wanted to say hi to Javela Flips. Annie is here hanging out with us. Wanted to say hi to Red Dirt Picker is here hanging out with us today. Harry Humstone is here. I haven't seen Harry in a couple days. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. I wanted to say hi to Larry. And Nana Tink was here earlier. I wanted to say hi to Nana Tink. So tell me a little bit about, he says, now it's coffee stand and a beauty parlor. So Victoria, tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you lately. Tell me about your reselling things, like what all items you sell in your store, how many items you have listed, and talk to us a little bit about your YouTube channel.
Okay. In my store, I have some perishables like coffee. I love coffee. The Cajun knows that. Like coffee, different flavored coffees. I have some perishables. Some things that you would have to, like sunscreen, stuff like that you would have to replenish. Replenishables. And then I've gotten the blue box from Goodwill of the plush. I've gotten 3 boxes of that. Plus I got a couple of boxes. I just ordered another one today of plush from a friend of mine, Wendy.
Yeah.
And so I'm really getting heavily into plush. So that's kind of where I want to keep it. I want to do the plush. Anything like little I find at the thrift store is fine. But then I also want like replenishable stuff that people will, they like to eat. So they're going to want to come back and get some more of it. That's my goal. I haven't sold as many replenishables as I thought I would. Although I have a bolo for you. There was tea and it was, it's not going to really be a bolo if I can't remember the brand. It was herbal seasonings, I think. And it was a special flavor. And I found it at a discount store and I bought 5 boxes. That's all they had. And I sold those out within like 2 days. I mean, it was, so anything that you see that's selling like that, especially if it's a food item or replenishable, try it. Just, I thought I had only got 5 to try it, but when I went back, no, I had bought them all. So anyway, so that's what I resell on eBay. But then I also do an auction. Me and Nana Tink Treasures do an auction the second Tuesday and the last Tuesday of every month. So on that one, I try and get like clothes real cheap. at the thrift store so that I can give it to that I can sell it to, my friends on other online people. Like anywhere from my lowest priced item is $1 up to like $5 for a piece of clothing. So that's what I do. And then if I find a really good deal, like I was at Walmart last week, a couple weeks ago, and they had they had a 5 or 6 pack of panties, underwear, women's underwear in a pack. They had marked them down for $1 a piece. Well, I had 35 boxes of panties, Jeff. I was so embarrassed to drive my cart around in Walmart because I had 35 boxes of panties in my cart, shopping cart. But I was able to bring them to, my friends for $3 a box. They're normally between 10 and 12. So that's a little bit about my reselling. Now, my YouTube channel, I've had the YouTube channel since I think August of last year, August or September, and it's slowly growing. And now I have a morning show that I do. The morning show is what I call it, with Victoria at 7:30 Eastern every morning, Monday through Friday. And then I have a couple of other shows that I do throughout the week, like the listing shows with my friends, Nana and Larry. No need to be embarrassed. It's a profit. Exactly, Joey. Exactly. I was still embarrassed. But, and then I do a Thursday night show called, we just started that 3 weeks ago. It's called Reseller University. And I bring on people and we talk about like their niche or a certain selling platform that they sell on. It's not really an interview so much as almost like a lesson. That's why I call it Reseller University. So that's a little bit about both of those. Probably more than you wanted to know.
I caught one of your interviews you had with Mel back from Burnout. Yeah. She's been a guest on my channel as well. And it's funny you called it Reseller University, because I always thought, I was like, if I didn't call myself eBay Addicts, it would be like eBay University. But then I was like, no, I'll probably get sued or something from eBay. So I was like, I better not. I better not go that route. So I wanted to say hi to Javela Flips. Wonder Woman is here in the chat. We have a StreamYard link here, guys. So if you guys want to jump on, I have a StreamYard link. If you want to jump on and ask our guys questions or hang out with us for a few, I wanted to say hi to my buddy Joey Bada Bing 22 is here in the house. I like your new logo, man. At first, I saw it on Instagram the other day, and I was like, who is that? And I was like, oh, it's Joey. And,
I like that.
And we got Joey Tyler is here. Red Dirt Picker is here in the chat. And we have Cajun Reseller. I had a question here. It says, what about the RA clothes? Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Oh, and I wanted to say hi to Regina is here. Regina Michelle. Hey, Regina.
The retail arbitrage clothes?
That's what it said.
I guess
it says RA clothes. What about the RA clothes is what it said. Is what his question was.
I bet he's talking about the underwear I bought. I bet that's what he's talking about.
I'm not really embarrassed. If somebody asked me questions, I had some guy at the dollar store last week. I bought this DVD. It was like some history DVD, and it sells on eBay for $20, and they were selling to the Dollar Tree for $1. And the guy was like, "Are you a big history buff?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to make conversation and check out, because if I told him, hey, I'm a reseller and I'm selling this for $20, what kind of conversation would that have been? What would he have said about that?" So I just go along with it. I don't try to be embarrassed about it or whatever. I just go, like, for example, today I was at the thrift store. This is a Legos Star Wars DVD. I paid 75 cents for this at the thrift store, and it sells on eBay for $20. So I'm not, I'm not even a big Star Wars or Legos fan, but if they ask me any questions, I just say, yeah, I'm buying it, and I check out and go on about my day. It's nothing really to be embarrassed about. I mean, we're in the business of buying and reselling, so you do what you got to do, I just don't want to be.
But I mean, if you had a cart of women's underwear, wouldn't you feel a little embarrassed?
Well, I'm a guy. You're a woman, though, so you have an excuse. Like, you're okay. Like, at least you're a woman. Like, if I was walking, like, the last time I was embarrassed checking out was like last time when I had to buy some tampons. Because when I was in the checkout lane, it's not for me because I'm a guy. So that was the last time I got really embarrassed. And then after you did it one time, I just got over it. I was just like, all right, just kind of put my head down, and it's like, boop, boop. And, I kind of looked down, and then after I did it the one time, I just got over it because I was like, whatever, they're here to sell me stuff. I'm here to buy something. Yeah. And if he has something to say, I just let him do his thing. So, but But yeah, I wouldn't be. No, if you're a woman and you're buying women's underwear, no. If you were a guy and you were buying women's underwear, they might be like, "What is wrong with this guy here?" Like, what is? Because we're in 2020. He would have been like, "I don't know if this guy's going to wear it or what he's going to do. Have no clue what this guy is going to do." You know. So you just never know. So
That's true.
Fred Durn says, "No way. I'd put some on my head and run around saying I found an amazing deal." Yeah, he's not shy about it at all. So
just get a video, Brian. Get a video because that's YouTube gold.
for sure. Larry says, Victoria, don't forget about your Thursday night show with Nana Tink. So tell us a little bit about your show you do it, because we had Nana Tink on last week with Butterfly Hustles, and she talked about you a little bit. So tell everybody what you guys do, what show you guys do together, and talk about your auction that you guys have.
Okay. The show we do is on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. and it's kind of changing. Tomorrow night is going to be the first. We're rolling out a new show format. It's kind of like an interview show, but now it's going to be like a game show / interview show where the people in the chat are going to be so totally interactive. It's going to be really, really interactive. So that's what I can't really say too much about it until we roll it out tomorrow, but that's on Nana Tink's channel every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And then me and Nana's auction, I do it the fourth Tuesday of every month. And Nana does it on her channel the second Tuesday of every month. And we just have an auction. We started at 7:30 p.m. because at 6 p.m. from 6 to 7, I'm on Robin's channel because she shed, and we do a show on her channel on Tuesday nights. So we started the auction at 7:30. It goes for a couple of hours, and we just sell whatever we got. I always bring clothes to it, and then I always bring something different. Like, for example, one of the times I had gotten these butterscotch chocolate chip thing, not chocolate, but they were butterscotch chips, baking chips. I had gotten them for 25 cents a piece. Now, these things didn't expire until like the end of this year, I think it was, but I had gotten them for 25 cents a piece at retail. And I was able to sell them to, my friends at a lower cost. They might go to the store and pay $3. I charged them, I think $1.50 or something for those. So that's just, I'm out of those. So there's no more of those, but that's the kind of stuff. I try and bring deals. I try and bring good prices when I do my auctions. Okay,
awesome. So Victoria, I need to ask you some reseller questions here. Now, how many questions do you currently have listed on your eBay store? You sold on eBay and Poshmark as well. How many items you currently have listed on your store?
Ooh, it's less than 100 because I had like 140 things listed, and I went through and I deleted. Well, this was last week, but I deleted about 70 books because I'm getting out of the books. So I deleted all those books, and it brought me really low down. So now I list 5 things every single day. I also am doing a listing challenge. It's a monthly listing challenge. People sign up for it, and then they fill out a form that I've created every day when they've listed something. And so I'm doing that with them. I'm doing 5 listings a day. And so it's slowly getting back up there. I could look if you want me to. It's less than 100 though. I know it's probably between 70 and 100, somewhere in there.
Okay, I was just curious. And you said you still sell a lot of like stuffed animals. So for example, some of those stuffed animals you have over your shoulder, would that be similar to items that you would sell or no?
Nope. No, all my viewers have sent me these. These are my minions.
Really?
I love minions, and my friends, that's even a little minion paint drawing that one of my friend's sons did for me. But these are all gifts, except for that. How can I get my finger over there? That was from my husband for Valentine's Day, but everything else was gifts from my viewers. This one too. I just have to get batteries for him. But yeah. So no, those are not for sale. Minions are not for sale.
Okay, cool. Little Debbie just stopped by and says, hello, Jeff. And hello, pretty lady guys. I don't know who you are. Hey, Victoria. He said, do I know you is what it said. So
yeah, she's me. Debbie. Hey.
Yeah, Larry says the listing challenge is fun. Yeah, you're going to have to get more items listed. I have 5,600 items listed, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. So you're going to have to get, and I consider myself a part-time reseller because I work a full-time job as well. So we're going to have to get more items listed. I know you're having sales on your auctions, but you're just going to have to get more items listed. You're going to have to buckle down and get more items listed, because if that's your main source of income is reselling on eBay and Poshmark, we're just going to have to do a higher volume game of just buckling down and get more items listed. So, I mean, 5 is good, but then maybe, you know, in a couple of weeks, do 10, then do 15, do 20, and just do it consistently. If you only do 5, do 5. But do it consistently. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about replenishable items, because I've been experimenting lately going to the Dollar Tree, and I don't have any on me, but I bought some items at the Dollar Tree. For example, I bought these like little beach ball guys, because I'm in Florida, and I bought these beach ball things, and I paid $1 for them, and then I resold them on eBay, and some lady in California bought 2 of them for $10 each. So we turned $2 into $20, and because they bought 2 of them, and it fit in this like little 6x9 padded envelope. I fit 2 of them in there. So the idea is I could just post it one time, and then the item just resells over and over and over again. So do you have any tips or advice to help people if they're looking for replenishable items? What type of items should they look for? Should they look for a sell-through rate? Because the first thing like went to my brain, I was just like, I would go be down the aisle, and I would be, first thing I would think was would this item sell? Like, for example, I sold some of those like little wooden blocks. You've seen that old little Jenga game, right? Where you pull the little wooden blocks out. Well, they had some of the Dollar Tree for $1, and I bought one of them. See, the idea is just buy one of them for $1, post it on eBay, and then whenever it sells, I can just walk across the street to the Dollar Tree and then resell that same item over and over and over again. Exactly. So do you have any other like recommendations or suggestions or things that we should be looking for as far as replenishable items? I'm going to put you on full screen. Okay. And you can go ahead and talk to us about it. Go ahead. Don't be nervous. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm not nervous. Me nervous? No, I'm teasing. No. So replenishables, I've just gotten into the replenishable game. I was watching somebody's video and they said, you know, replenishables, you really should get into those, because just like you said, you sell it, just get one, you sell it, walk across the street, get another one, you know? So what I started doing is I went to the store and I went to the grocery section. Now this was like a discount store. So the grocery section wasn't huge, but I scanned, if I thought it would sell, I scanned it. I scanned cereal. I scanned coffee. I scanned creamer. I scanned everything. I was in that store for 3 hours. And if it sold, if it had listings on eBay and it had good sales, you know, you have to look at how many is posted, how many sold in the last 3 months, and kind of figure, you know, if only one is posted and none have sold in the last 3 months, no, maybe not. But if like 10 are posted and you've had 20 sales in the last 3 months, oh yeah, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to look at that. I did not look at that as closely as I probably should have, but my stuff is selling slowly, the replenishables. But then what you want to do is make sure that whatever price, I'm looking at them. That's why I keep looking up, because I'm looking at them. Whatever price you're paying for it, you need to make sure that you are making, I try and make at least $5 per item or per grouped items. Say you get coffee. You have a pack of coffee. This is another tip. You have a pack of coffee. Yeah, you can put it on as one box or one bag of coffee, but why don't you bundle it up and sell one bag, have a listing for 1, have a listing for 3, and have a listing for 6 or a listing for 5? Because some people may not want just 1, maybe they want 5. So they're going to go and get your 5 listing. So, and you can give them a little bit of a discount on that 5 listing. That's what I try and do. The more they buy, they get a little bit more of a discount. Plus their shipping will be lower, because overall, you know, if you're paying $3 shipping on 1 item and only $8 on 5, that's going to be a lot cheaper. So that is one thing, is bundling. So I watched another video where the woman said, bundle, you know, if you think of a bundle, bundle it and see if it'll sell. So like, for instance, she used the example, shampoo and conditioner. Most people will use shampoo and conditioner. They want to use both of them. So if you find a really great deal on shampoo and conditioner, bundle those babies up and they'll sell for more as a bundle than they would individually, usually. So, I mean, you could do that with coffee creamers. You could do I'm just giving some examples off the top of my head. You could do a variety. You know, there is so many powdered coffee creamers that are so many different flavors. You could bundle up a variety pack and you could call it like a sampler pack. if you can get the smaller ones, a sampler variety pack. And that way, if people don't know what flavor they want, that's something that they could try. Those are just some ideas. But yeah, stuff like that, bundling is excellent. So if you haven't started bundling, you guys, just try it. Try one, like what Jeff was saying, grab one item, grab one, grab a couple of them, bundle it up, make one bundle and see how long it takes to sell.
Yeah, my thing is I try to look for something that's lightweight, that's going to be under a pound, so I know it'll ship first class. And then I try to find an item that has a sales rank where you can look it up on sold comps. It'll show you how many of them sold in the past 90 days. And then I want to get something that's, that has a good sales rank, that's lightweight. I try to fit it in that 6x9 padded envelope. So that's kind of what I try to look at. And it's something that you can just buy one time, and if you could resell it over and over and over again, it'll add up. And I try to get at least a 10x. So I shop a lot at the Dollar Tree because I know if I buy an item for $1, I need that item to sell for at least $10. So I sell a lot of media. So like last week, the other day, I sold a Blu-ray for $15, and I got at the Dollar Tree, I paid $1 for it.
Wow.
So what you want to look for is an item where your buy cost is like, let's say $1, and you can sell it for $10, $15, $20, but try to find an item that's a replenishable item that you can resell over and over again. So instead of me trying to list 100 items a day, maybe I can list 10 items that day that are all replenishable items, and then I could just restock my shelves. I could just go, I can put it on there and put quantity of 2 or 3 or 5 in my store and only had bought one of them. And in that way, you can just resell that item over and over again. So if you just go in there and look, they have items in there, all type of stuff. They have stuff for dog toys. I bought some little night lights. I bought some little Disney princess, I forgot what the Disney movie. I can't remember the name of it, with the little princesses and stuff in it. So I bought some of those to resell on eBay. Just little things like that. So yeah, if you go in there and look around, you'll find some items in there. Every time I go in there, I'll come out with 10 or 15 every time I go in there. So I wanted to say hi to a few people. I wanted to say hi to a few people in the chat. I wanted to say hi to Larry. I wanted to say hi to BK from the Rockies. Guan is here. He says, items only sold in certain regions of the U.S. can be great replenishables. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Like, for example, I live in Florida, and I have these little beach balls and beach toys that maybe somebody in Minnesota or Utah may not have. But because I'm in Florida, it's here year round, and other people don't have that. So I wanted to say hi to BK from the Rockies. And we had a question from Little Debbie, says, how long do you keep an item before you get rid of it? Like once you list it?
I get impatient. And if an item doesn't sell, I'll drop the price. I try not to keep an item very long, but I would say you want to at least keep it. I try not to buy long tail items because I hate long tail items. But like some of these, just for example, some of the replenishable coffees I got, I made sure that it had a long date so that I could keep it for like a year in case it didn't sell. So I would say a couple months to a year. It's costing you money every time you have to relist it if it's not selling, and that's not good.
Well, I would say it depends on the items that you sell. If you look online, there's 10 items on eBay that you can list that are in these select categories. So if you find items that are in the select categories, for example, like a DVD, CDs, Blu-rays, video games, VHS tapes, there's items there's 10 different things that are in these select categories. And if you find items that are in those select categories, you pay 0 insertion fees. So what happens is at the end of the 30 days, if your item doesn't sell, it'll auto relist the next month, and they charge you 0 insertion fees for having it listed on eBay. So like, for example, this little Star Wars Lego guy, I mean, sure, I would like for him to sell for $20 tomorrow or next week. But if it takes a month or 2 months to sell, I have a big 5-bay garage and I have a big shed in the back. So it doesn't bother me to have something like this that's very small, very lightweight. I ships media mill. It's $2.89 or something to ship, and it's free insertion fees. So I don't have the list in front of me, but if you just type in the items in these select categories, once you switch over to managed payments, these items that are in the select categories, you can pay 0 insertion fees. So I would just say it depends on the items that you're listing and what niche, what market you're in. Like Victoria, I sell no clothing. I don't sell any coffee. Most of my items are media items, like I said, DVDs, video games. I saw a ton of Blu-rays, VHS tapes. Like I picked up, I'll show you guys. I'll show you what I picked up today. This item right here. Ow, sorry. This one right here is an example. I picked this up today. This is like a little Looney Tunes VHS tape, and it's still new in the shrink wrap. I don't know if you guys can tell, but anyways, it still has a little Best Buy sticker on it. And I picked this up today at the thrift store for 50 cents. And
Nice.
it's brand new. And it's probably from like 1995 or something. They don't make that anymore. So if you see something similar to that and you pay 0 fees on eBay, you know, you got nothing to lose. This item here, I'll probably be able to sell for 15, 20 bucks because it's like a Looney Tunes. It's brand new in the shrink wrap. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. They quit making it years ago. So something like that, and you pay 0 insertion fees.
Right.
So like I said, it would just depend on what niche or what market you're in. I wanted to say hi to Gravity Goods. Cameron is in the house hanging out with us. He says, hey, Larry, Debbie, and Annie. Hey, man, thank you for coming by and hanging out with us today. We were just talking about how long you should have an item listed on eBay. So I think it would just depend on your market. Item. Yeah. So Victoria, talk to me a little bit about your auction things. I talked to Nana Tink about it last week. So tell me about it, because if somebody else has a YouTube channel or maybe they're considering selling stuff in an auction, tell me how your auction runs and how it takes place, and tell me how they can go about doing that. If they're like, man, I'm having slow sales on eBay. I have these items that are just sitting here. I would love to just have these items go out the door, but I don't know how to get started. Do you have some suggestions to tell them how they can go about doing that?
Mm-hmm. There is a lot of background work to auctions. You have to get this stuff together first, and you're not going to know what sells for me and what sells for Jeff on an auction. If we were both doing auctions, could be totally different. So it just depends. You kind of have to figure out what sells for you. Like some people, they don't sell clothes because, you know, it doesn't do anything for them. I don't sell jewelry because I don't know enough about jewelry, good jewelry, to be able to sell it. So you have to kind of know a little bit about your product. Or you at least have to read off of, you know, I don't have anything in front of me, but you have to be able to read off the label what it is to people. And then so you have to get your stuff together. And then what I do is I number, some people don't do this, but I number everything that I sell. So if I have a shirt, it might be number 1, and I have a hang tag that's on it, so that when I show it to people, usually most of my stuff is buy it now. I don't do any bidding, not normally. Some of my stuff I do, but most of my stuff is buy it now. So I'll show whatever it is, and I'll say, first person that types a 1, pointing to the letter, to the number, I mean, in the chat, this is yours for $5 or whatever it is. And then that will all they have to do, they don't have to remember what type of shirt it was. They don't have to remember anything. I tell them the size. You tell them about the product. Tell them if you want it, if you're doing a buy it now, type whatever in the chat. And then I always print out a sheet of paper and I have my numbers. That way, all I have to do is go directly to number 1. I don't even have to write down what it is because it has a number on it. I write down who bought it and how much it was. And then after the auction's over, and if you're working, well, hold on a minute. If you're working with somebody like me and Nana, we do 2 or 3 items each. And then once we're done with those 2 or 3 items, then we swap, however you say that, back and forth. And then once the item's over, then you have to invoice people. So I go into PayPal and I send out invoices. I do have a form or you can just give an email address of where they need to send. A form is so much better though, you guys. It's so much easier than going through a ton of emails. Set up a form and have them put in their PayPal address so you can, bill them, their shipping address so you know where to mail it. And then what I do is I take that information, I go into PayPal and I go into Pirate Ship. I do all my auction stuff on Pirate Ship. I put in their address and I figure out how much shipping is because they pay shipping on my auction above whatever, because my prices are so small that I can't sell you something for $1 and then say, okay, free shipping. I'd lose out like big time. So they pay shipping on top of it. Whatever I pay is what they pay. That's just how I do it, you guys. And then I take that price of whatever it's going to cost and then I bill them for the merchandise and the shipping. Once they pay, then all I have to do is print out that label, package it up because everything's already packaged because I have to package it in order to weigh it, and it's mailed. I have it kind of streamlined now, but when you first start out, it's a little, you have to just get used to. It's like anything else. It's like any other selling platform. You have to kind of tweak it to fit your style, and you have to get used to it. So I hope that's the information you wanted. I'm not sure if it is, but that's kind of a backstory of how we run our auction.
Okay, Victoria, this is the important question I want to ask you. How does somebody go about generating enough sales online so they can go full-time as a reseller? Give me like your top 2 or 3 tips that would help somebody out. Because my first thing that I would think would be to get out of debt. Like if you don't have, like, if you're in a situation, you don't have a car payment, you don't have a credit card bills, you don't have student loans. Like if you can eliminate some of your monthly expenses, then that's going to free up more of your time. Right. But what other recommendations, if somebody, maybe they have a full-time job and they've been selling on eBay part-time or reselling on Poshmark and they want to go full-time, what are some like 2 or 3 tips that you would give somebody that would help point them in the right direction so they could become a full-time reseller?
Okay, I'm going to give you my tips off of not my situation, because my situation was a little bit different because me and my husband both worked, but he made enough money that I could go into this and not make as much money as I was working. But if that wasn't the case, this is what I would do. I would wait. Don't quit your job right away. If you can go part-time, once you've started making enough to cover half of your bills, then maybe go part-time on your job so you can do a little more on reselling. I did do that. I went part-time hours. And then once you've started covering your bills, make sure your bills are covered. Make sure you have enough in your bank account for 3 months, at least 3 months, at the very least. I'd go like 6 months if I were you, but at least 3 months. And then list your butt off when you start working when you quit your job and you work. Don't just list 5. Yeah, I list 5, but I would get as much inventory as cheaply as you could that is sellable. Goodwill bins are really great if you have one next to you, if you have one available. Dollar Tree is a good option. Retail arbitrage that you know, like the stuff that's marked down. So list like 10, 20 items a day. So, and this would be a good time to do that as your part-time too. List as many as your time allows, because you don't want to be like me and only have, you know, under 100 items if you're full-time. Yeah, I'm full-time, but I'm also, you know, a lot of that's eBay too. But you definitely, yeah, like Cajun says, always have 3 to 6 months of salary saved. Because if you say you have a really bad month and you don't sell a thing, you at least know you've got your bills covered for that month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was going to say, just do the best you can to get out of debt. Try to have money set aside, but also I think it's important to have other streams of income, maybe a side gig. Maybe you have a side gig, maybe on the weekends. Like for example, I used to deliver pizza, and I could go Friday, Saturday, Sunday night and work those 3 days a week and probably make $500-$600 just delivering pizza on the weekends. Because you would make an extra $200 on a Saturday, maybe $150, $180 or something on Sunday. Friday nights, maybe $100, $150. Find something that maybe you can do a part-time job on the side, whether you're driving for Lyft or Uber, or you're delivering pizza, or you figure out some kind of way where you have another stream of income besides just eBay. Because the biggest thing that would worry me is, yeah, you have a bunch of items listed and you're making sales, but a good portion of that money that you make in sales on eBay, you have to reinvest back in your business to buy more inventory, because you're going to look around and be like, man, I've sold 40, 50 items, but now where do those 40, 50 items come from that you have to restock your shelves to get more inventory so you have items on your store to sell? So that's like I would say maybe a misconception, that if you haven't done it full time, or you haven't built your store up to that level, you start realizing you're like, yay, I'm making all these sales, and you're like, wait a minute, why is my sales going down? Well, because what's happening is, as you're making sales, the number of items you have listed in your store is gradually going down. So you have less items available for sale. So your items that you're actually selling through is going to slowly go down. So you have to be able to take a good chunk of that money and reinvest it to buy more merchandise. I don't know if that makes sense. That's why I said you need to figure out another way to have a side gig, have something else besides eBay. Like I have 2 eBay stores that I run, plus I have a full-time job. So figure out a way where you can have another stream of income, try to get out of debt, and you know, try to reduce your expenses as much as you can. Just little stuff that you don't like. for example, I was paying $200 a month when I was with Sprint, and I switched from Sprint to T-Mobile, and my cell phone bill went from $200 a month to $50 a month. Something little like that you can do. That's now I've got an extra $150 a month that I had going out the door to pay in a cell phone bill. So just sit down and look at what your expenses are and see what you can cut out of your expenses. Whatever, even if it's only, $50, $100, or whatever it is, figure that out. Figure out where there's some wiggle room.
Right.
So, anyways, Nana Tink is in the chat. I wanted to say hi to Cajun. I wanted to say hi to Larry. Red Dirt Picker is here. Little Debbie is here hanging out with us. Joey Bada Bing is here hanging out with us. And I wanted to say hi to BK from the Rockies. So, Victoria, tell people online where they can find you at on YouTube and Instagram so they can come by and check you out.
It's Adventures with Victoria on YouTube. And what is my Instagram? I can never remember. Hold on, let me go run in there. My profile. It's adventures_with_Victoria on Instagram.
Okay,
so,
awesome. Kelly Reseller Lewis just popped in. I want to say hi to Kelly Reseller Lewis. Yeah, I have all of Victoria's links in the description below. I'm going to wrap up a little bit early. We have they have this Amazon workshop starts today at 5 o'clock. So it's a free workshop. If you guys didn't catch my show a couple days ago with Dan, it's a free workshop. It starts at 5 o'clock. So I will drop the link down in the comments. If you want to come and hang out and learn more about Amazon and Amazon wholesaling, you can jump in and I'll hang out with me and Dan and a bunch of other resellers. We're going to learn about how to sell on Amazon. So that's why we're doing this one a little bit short, so you guys can come and hang out and join the workshop. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 5 to 8. So if you guys want to come hang out, if you guys want to come hang out, I'll drop a link down below in the comments section, and I'll see you guys there. Victoria, give me your final thoughts, and then we'll let you go.
Well, I want to thank you for having me on, and I want to have you on Reseller University pretty soon. So I will reach out to you and we'll talk about that. But yeah, this was very, very fun. And you know what? I know this was an interview, but I learned a lot too from you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. And hopefully we'll get to meet up sometime. I didn't actually know that you were in Jacksonville and I'm in Tampa, so we don't live too far. We don't live too far from each other, honestly.
We have to meet up. Yeah, there's a lot of us in Florida. It's amazing.
Yeah, guys. So if you guys don't know, Victoria, she's really close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys can do me a favor, go by and follow Victoria and check her channel out. She has a lot of good YouTubers on. She has a lot of different guests on and stuff that come by on her Reseller University, and she's been doing a good job. So go by and show her some support. I would love to see Victoria get to 1,000 subscribers within the next week or so, and I would appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on Friday. I'll see you tonight. If you guys want to come hang out, we're going to be doing the Amazon workshop at 5 o'clock. I'll drop a link in the chat. So thank everybody for coming to the chat and hanging out. And thanks, Victoria, for coming on. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.